everyone, my name is Josiah Cruz and I am from San Diego, California. I've spent some time in Hawaii and spent some time in Chicago, but now I am in California. And the question that we're answering this week is having to do with leadership and the positions that I'm currently in, home, work, church, and the community. Leadership positions. Well, I guess the first and foremost, starting at home. I'm the oldest brother, and along with that, it carries certain weights and certain responsibilities, leadership responsibilities and whatnot. Ethnically speaking, I'm Polynesian. My mom is Hawaiian, my dad is Guamanian, and so there seems to be just a little bit more weight added on top of the role of being the oldest brother, being the oldest son. When my pops isn't around, if he's at work or something like that, everyone in my family kind of looks to me to make a decision. Even though I have two older sisters, even they will tend to turn things over to me and allow me to make a decision. It's nothing that we've ever really talked about. It's just the way things are in our family dynamic. And so on Christmas, one of our Christmas traditions is that we read the Christmas story, specifically out of Luke. And that started a long time ago. In the last few Christmases, I've had the opportunity to be the one that reads the story instead of my dad, because he's asked me to. And another way of passing on that leadership role. Along with that, especially since I'm the one in our family who's studying pastoral ministry and studying the Bible, and all my brothers and sisters are Christians, he tends to ask me a lot of the big and weighty theological questions. So there's expectations as far as the spiritual side of things go as well, but I don't consider myself far above and beyond my brothers and sisters in that regard. So as far as at home, when I was 13, my dad had me start working with him, and if you were to ask him, I'm sure he would tell you that was part of his leadership training for me. That I learned how to work, I learned how to work hard, and I understand the purpose of work and the value of work. At 13, I didn't really get it, but as time went on, and 14, 15, 16, 17, all the way through high school, everything began to make sense. It still had its shortcomings. We still had our struggles because of the father-son, but more specifically the employer-employee relationship really muddied things. But as far as work purposes, it did a good job. Work. I work a number of different jobs. I have for several years. One of my roles is I am a security guard at the local high school. As far as leadership responsibilities in that, there's really not too many. Although within our staff, it's generally understood that I'm a little bit more senior to some of the other guys, even if they have been there longer than I have. The principal of our school, head director of security, he's come to me quite often and asked me to come on there full time, which I've said no. And so there's always this struggle between am I just a security guard, or is there other leadership responsibilities that are assumed with my role there? Other than that, I've also worked and going to continue working as a high school volleyball coach. With that, at the age of 22, I took over the high school program at my alma mater and had to learn how to schedule and a lot of administrative type work I had to learn how to do. How to run practices, how to run tryouts and make evaluations, develop processes for analysis for all of my other coaches that I had with me. I had to hire on my own staff. Yeah, there was a lot of leadership responsibilities that were included with that. And at a young age, I realized I didn't know how to do all of it. And so I immediately started asking people who I knew had been leaders, had been coaches, had been volleyball coaches specifically. And it was a great time. But my main job, my main workplace is actually where I'm at right now. I I work for my home church, Emmanuel Faith Community Church in Escondido, and I am the pastoral associate for the high school ministry. Doesn't mean I'm the head guy. In fact, I have a boss. He is the he is the high school pastor, and I work for him. But in my position, I have a lot of leadership roles. In fact, this past summer, I got to be part of a team. Actually, I led a team to China where we ran some basketball camps, and it's our senior mission trip. So really focusing on relationships with our students, developing them, training them to share the gospel, to share their faith, and preparing them for life after high school. Along with mission trips, we also do another one in Mexico. That one I'm completely the head over. I get to, it's really fun for me. I get to make the final decisions on how many houses are we building, how many people are we taking, what's the menu going to be like. And I really enjoy working with a ton of people to make that happen. Last year we took about 72 people, about 16, 17 of them were adults, and the rest were high school students ranging from 14 to 18, and it was a blast. If you're interested, let me know. But I also help out with planning services, preaching, teaching. Our summer program is extremely intense. We have a lot of summer intern applicants that apply to work with us. It's a full-time thing, and I get to head up that and the training and whatnot with that. And so leadership opportunities here at church, it gets a little muddied because I do work here, but outside of my responsibilities to the high school ministry, I still like to be pretty active with my own Bible study group. And I don't think we would ever really talk about it, but I'm one of the older guys in the group at 29. Everybody else is between the ages of probably about 22 to where I'm at, 29. Dating, some seriously dating, some engaged, some married, and then you have me. But beyond even that, I like staying involved with the college ministry here. Doing whatever I can, leading Bible studies when possible, helping out with some of their events. And then for the community abroad, honestly, between having a full-time job here, a part-time job at the local high school, coaching volleyball, and doing school full-time and a half as of right now, don't really have a whole lot of time to be active in the community outside of the ways that I already am. Being a security guard, coaching, working at the church. In fact, I would say that working as a coach is probably my favorite way to be part of the community. As a mentor of mine once told me, there are houses that I'll be invited into as a coach that I will never be invited into as a pastor. And I really see that play out. As far as the ministry or leadership opportunities that I have, that's really the lot of them. So looking forward to seeing some of your other posts as well. All right, thank you.